number of years ago. I was a mom, I had 4 kids at home. We were doing a number of things in our lives at that time. I went to buy groceries that day and I filled a whole big grocery cart full of groceries. Got in line, it was a busy day at the grocery store. As I got close to where the clerk was checking out the person in front of me, I started to notice that this clerk was really grouchy and irritable and kind of frustrated, and the person in front of me mentioned that maybe she overcharged her for the item that she had just put in, that she pulled out the whole tab out of the register and stomped around, and it was just like, oh my gosh, this woman is so rude, I'm thinking. So the lines were too long for me to get out of that line and go and get in another line with maybe a more friendly clerk. So I went ahead and she was checking my groceries out, but she was pretty much the same way with me, just kind of irritable and grouchy and frustrated the whole time, and I was like, gosh, I can't wait to get out of here. So I had so many groceries that the kid there helping me bag them asked if I'd like some help out to my car, and I said yes. As we approached the car and I opened the trunk to my car, I turned to him and I gossiped. I said, I think that's the rudest clerk I've ever been around. I think she is just so rude. I don't think I've ever met a ruder grocery store clerk ever in my life. And the kid, he's like 18 years old, he turns to me and goes, oh, I know. She's having a horrible day. Yesterday, her son was hit on his bike. He's in intensive care in the hospital. She's a single mom. She felt like she has to work today. She doesn't want to lose her job. I know she's scared and I know she's terrified. All the frustration was gone in me. I no longer had frustration. I no longer had judgment. It was like, oh my gosh, and I had got in my car. And as I drove out of that grocery store parking lot and onto the street, heading back to a home where I have 4 healthy kids, and if one of my children had been hurt, I would have been able to sit by their intensive care bed. And I thought, all that judgment in me, I didn't know her true story. I didn't know her real story. And the moment I heard her real story, the natural response was compassion. I didn't have to try to be compassionate. I was naturally compassionate. And I thought, if it's in my nature to be compassionate when I understand the complexity of what's really going on in someone's life who is acting in a certain way that I might judge, is there a possibility that I could learn to just go to compassion without the judgment? Did I have to know the whole story in order to feel compassion? And I began to go to work on that everybody has a story. And frankly, even with my parents, my best friends, I will never know their whole story. And so I've just found it over the years a great spiritual practice, a very helpful way for me to practice that when someone is doing something that I immediately want to judge or make wrong or get defensive about, I go, if I knew the whole story here, I would feel compassion. So I'm going to go ahead and cut some slack here. I call it giving extra grace to someone when I don't know their whole story, but surely they have one. Now, if you have someone in your life that you've been feeling some of this with, remind yourself, you don't know the whole story. I hope this video has been helpful for you, and if it has been, then I encourage you to go ahead and share it now. And then for more proven and step-by-step help in how you can actually create more of a life you love living while you're living it, go ahead and click below and download a free copy of my ebook, Stronger Than Circumstances: 3 Proven Methods for Overcoming Fear, Limitation, and Procrastination for Achieving Your Dreams.